Hello, I'm John, and I am here to talk a little bit about the Hispanic population in Kent County, Michigan, where I was born and raised. More specifically, Sparta, Michigan.
Kent County is a very, very diverse county, mostly because of Grand Rapids, Michigan. As you can see from the graphic here, Kent County has a tenth of its entire population as Hispanic. In comparison to other counties from the state of Michigan, you can see that they are almost a good 5% higher than anywhere else, and compared to the United States, it's relatively high. So with that, I decided to take a look and see at if this population, this increase in Hispanic population, could it have an impact on the population and the environment within Kent County? So looking at this very interesting graphic, you can notice that the highest number of immigration comes in the early mid-20s range and then does not become positive again until the 70s plus range. Though the net migration number may be negative, it does not directly correlate with the population growth seen in Kent County in the past decades. The population in Kent County in the year 2003 was only 589,000, then growing to 621,000 in 2013. These net migration numbers, by looking at population growth alone, do not have any negative impact on the population. The ingrowth of the mid-20s age group can be explained by the growing economy in the county, but more specifically the greater Grand Rapids area, with the locations of local universities and the medical mile, as some would like to call it. It is of no surprise to me that the immigration is at its peak in these age groups. As for relative sex ratio, it is nearly 50-50, with females being a bit higher across the board. If I were to offer my best guess, this would mostly have to do with the large amount. Growing up in Sparta, Michigan, I am very familiar with where the migrants come from and where they go during the year. Most of the migrants that travel to and from the area I grew up are from Hispanic descent. During the apple season, they make their way to Michigan from places like Georgia and Florida, where they work picking oranges for local farmers. I need no source for this but myself. During high school, Hispanic students would come to my school during the fall and then leave during the winter to go back down south to find more work. These students typically lived on the farms that they were working in. And in Kent County, the civilian labor force, the total percent of population ages 16 years plus, in 2011 and 2015 is nearly 70%. This is one of the highest in the state, only being matched by Ottawa County and Oakland County. Making my best guess, I'm assuming a large portion of these numbers are the Hispanic migrant workers that come and go for the seasonal work on the farms. This graphic here and the ones to follow are from the Michigan Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance Survey. And this specific figure here shows the percent with overall fair or poor health by race and ethnicity in Michigan from surveys taken in '01 to '03 and '06 to 2008. Now, I guess I can only fathom a guess that this may have to do with the living arrangement that some of these migrants have to come and deal with when they're here. I know for a fact in Sparta there are a few houses where there are 3 or 4 families that live in one house. Now, whether this has an effect on the health overall or if there are other attributing factors, that is, I guess, to be seen. This figure here shows children at or below poverty level, the same ranges and years and same study, or survey, if you will. As you can see, the Hispanic population from the year 2000 to 2008, the overall children below the poverty line level has increased by almost 10%. Now, again, this could be contributed to the same thing. I know for a fact that some of the farms around me, and there are some organizations that look to help in these sort of situations. But looking further into the unemployment rate, now whether that these people that are working are considered employed or what have you, if they're legal or get paid under the table by the farmers, that's different. But the unemployment rate increasing by only nearly a percent could maybe be contributed to the influx in the greater populations, knowing that there's work here. More Hispanics may be willing to migrate or move up here to find that work and maybe stay. I know I'm running a bit over the time here, but I would like to say, one final closing statement. I see that the Hispanic population is indeed growing in the state in Kent County, Michigan, and I believe there is no better place for this